So guys, after the fight, Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao was in the ring, and Errol Spence called out Manny Pacquiao, says he's a legend. I would love to fight him. And Manny Pacquiao was there, and he said he's more than willing to get it on. He accepted the challenge. It looks like, to me, Pacquiao and Spence will get it on. If they can agree terms and everything comes together, I do feel that Manny Pacquiao wants to fight the best welterweight in the world. I don't think Manny Pacquiao wants to muck about. He wants to fight the best guy out there, and the best guy out there right now in the welterweight division, or is perceived as the best welterweight in the world, is Errol Spence. And I believe Manny Pacquiao, with the competitive nature in him, I believe he wants to fight Errol Spence next. And I think he was saying before that he wants to fight the winner of Garcia and Spence. But it looks like, to me, obviously Spence won the fight, which most people predicted. And now it looks like Spence's next opponent could be Manny Pacquiao. It would definitely be something that I would be interested in. I think it would be a lot more competitive than what we saw with Garcia and Spence. But I actually saw things that Pacquiao could definitely exploit against Errol Spence. I think the thing is with Pacquiao, I think that's a very close fight. And I think a lot of people will definitely agree, because Pacquiao is something that will cause Spence a lot of trouble, and that's his speed. And I believe his speed, he could outbox Spence. He won't knock Spence out, because Spence is a very tough guy and he's a big guy. It's just whether Spence's size and strength gets to Pacquiao later in the fight, or if I think if Pacquiao is able to hold Spence off and he's able to go the full 12 rounds with Errol Spence, I believe Pacquiao has a great chance of winning that fight. I actually changed my opinion. Before I said that, you know, Errol Spence would knock out Manny Pacquiao, but actually after watching that, I believe Errol Spence gets outboxed by Manny Pacquiao. It's just whether Errol Spence can, you know, put a dent in Pacquiao by you know, slowing him down and knocking him out. But after watching the Garcia fight, is he as powerful as what people think? You know, I don't know. If Garcia, a 135-pounder, was able to take Spence's shots, right, I'm pretty sure Manny Pacquiao can, and Manny Pacquiao is going to be hitting Spence a lot more as well. So that's going to be very interesting. And I think this fight with Garcia's maybe put a little bit of doubt in my head. Although it was an exceptional boxing performance, I don't believe, although he's bigger than Pacquiao, I don't believe he can outbox Pacquiao. I think Pacquiao throws too many punches, and I believe he'll get to Spence. I don't think Spence can outbox, and that'll be the issue I think Spence may have with Pacquiao. You know, obviously Pacquiao's a lot faster. He's a lot more active. He throws more punches. You know, whereas Garcia's a lot slower. He's more a one-punch, single-shot guy. And he just didn't have, you know, he completely neutralized Garcia. But with Pacquiao, I don't think he can neutralize Pacquiao. And that's why I think that fight would be really interesting. I think Garcia is a completely different kettle of fish. I think Pacquiao is a completely different kettle of fish. And not just that, Garcia's not used to fighting at 147. Pacquiao's used to, he's fought a majority of his career now at 147. And he's used to fighting bigger men, bigger guys, because everybody he's fought at 147 is bigger than him. You know, so the size may not be that much of a difference. And obviously Spence, for me, he's not a one-punch knockout man. He's got power, but I don't think he's a one-punch knockout guy. And I think Pacquiao will be able to take his power. And I think Pacquiao can outbox Errol Spence. With Mikey Garcia, I didn't see how Mikey Garcia could win the fight. I can see how Mike Pacquiao wins the fight. He can outbox and outwork Errol Spence. But it's just whether he's going to be able to go the full 12 rounds. I believe if Pacquiao goes the full 12 rounds and able to go 12 rounds with Spence, I believe he wins. I believe Errol Spence is more likely to get the knockout in the fight out of the two. But I do believe Manny Pacquiao can win that fight, especially after seeing him fight Garcia. I believe that Manny Pacquiao can outbox him and outwork him. Even though Spence is a good boxer, I don't think that would work against a more active and a faster Manny Pacquiao, because Manny Pacquiao's shorter, he's quick, he's fast, he uses his angles, and I think that's a hard fight for Spence. I do. I think Manny Pacquiao's a completely different kettle of fish to Mikey Garcia. But, you know, I think Manny Pacquiao will also give a much more competitive fight. The fight will be a lot more competitive. I think Pacquiao's This is what people don't understand. Pacquiao, still at this age, he's too much for a lot of guys. He's an exceptional fighter, Manny Pacquiao, still. And that's why I think he's accepted the challenge against Errol Spence, because he probably sees that speed beats him. And he saw something in Errol Spence, which he said before, that speed can beat him. He was quite confident. And actually, after watching this Garcia fight, I believe that speed can beat Errol Spence. I believe Manny Pacquiao can get to Errol Spence, but not knock him out. I believe he can beat him on points, and he'll have to fight a very smart and intelligent fight to get that win. But I do believe there's a way for Manny Pacquiao to beat Spence. He's just got to be very careful in doing it, because if Spence, he's got to make sure Spence doesn't catch him with anything flush, or, break him down, or he's landing a lot of punches, because if he does, he could break Pacquiao down, especially at the age of 40. Pacquiao's no longer at his peak. So Pacquiao's going to have to fight a very smart fight. Not to say Pacquiao's still an elite level fighter, and he's shown in his fights that he can still compete and beat. Look what he did to Broner. He outboxed him, just like Spence did to Garcia. That's what Pacquiao did to Broner. So Pacquiao still got it. It's just whether you can compete and beat someone like Spence at his age. I believe he can. There's a way for him to win, but he's going to have to fight a very smart fight, because Spence is the real deal. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think about Pacquiao accepting the challenge against Spence. Do you think the fight will happen? Leave your thoughts. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.